Warning: viewers' discretion is advised as this may contain mature or triggering content. Title: Loving Who? Part 9. Amy woke up a few hours later with a stiff neck and no idea as to why she was on the couch. Somehow she felt more rested than she had in a long time, but the house was empty, far too silent for her liking. She threw the covers off and stood, ignoring the wave of dizziness that hit her. She moved. First, she looked into the bathroom, then the bedroom, then the spare room. Her heart thundered in her chest. He wasn't here. Tears rushed her eyes, but she couldn't break down. The door opened and she spun to see Vince walk through. He was carrying a few bags, his eyes rising to catch hers. "You're awake, finally. I had been waiting for you to wake up for about an hour and a half before I decided to go get some groceries. I grabbed you some—" Amy rushed him, and he did his best to wiggle the bags off his wrists in time to catch her as she slammed into him with a hug. "Don't do that," she whispered. Vince felt her shaking, and he wrapped his arms around her. "I'm sorry. I thought you were going to remain sleeping. You were sleeping pretty soundly for the longest time." He brushed her hair with one hand, while the other patted her back. "Did you have another bad dream?" He felt her tense, but her response was no. They stood like that for a while. "I'm sorry," she muttered. It only served to confuse him more. Why was she sorry? For lying about her dreams? Or was she hiding something else? "Let me put these groceries up, and then I think it's time we sat down and had a serious talk about these dreams of yours, Amy. I was hoping you'd come to me on your own and open up about it, but I don't think I can wait any more." Amy shivered, but she nodded, pulling back just a touch. Her eyes were on him, looking almost pleading. "I will tell you. But you have to trust me. Please. Don't look at me like I'm crazy or cheating." Vince didn't know why, but his gut twisted. He only nodded in silence, bending down to collect the dropped bags. "Do you want some ice cream? I got our favorites." She nodded. "Might bring me a bit more comfort while talking about all of this." The two of them worked on putting things up before grabbing spoons and settling on the couch. For the first few moments, Amy focused on the ice cream as if it were her personal sanctuary. Not that Vince minded. He didn't need to push her any more than what he was. Finally, Amy paused. "I've been dreaming of past lives with—" Her voice was a soft mutter, and Vince looked up, not catching the end of her sentence. "Sorry, what?" he asked, now giving her his full attention. "I've been dreaming of past lives with Richard and Tyler. It it started happening after Tyler kissed me. I know that sounds like some stupid excuse, but it wasn't just dreams. Parts of it flashed before my eyes when they kissed me. It's what caused me to be so sick and to have such bad migraines afterwards." Vince froze. He was struggling to accept those words. It sounded like an excuse. "When I'm awake, they used to cause me a lot of pain. Worse than my usual migraines. With Tyler, I didn't throw up. I managed. But when Richard did it, oh, please. I really do wish I was making this up. I don't understand any of it. It's making me feel like a crazy, unfaithful fiancé." Tears broke through, and that seemed to snap Vince out of his daze. "Seriously?" It didn't sound good. He had meant to say more, but at the moment it was all he had. Amy wiped at the tears in frustration. I saw—" She bit her lip, her body trembling so badly that he couldn't understand what was scaring her so much. I don't know if it was something from the past or if it was something in the future. I know I sound crazy. I feel crazy, but I just can't ignore it. Richard got into our house and he killed you and kidnapped me. It was awful. I couldn't save you. you your blood was everywhere. Now chills ran down Vince's spine. At this house? She nodded. Are you sure these dreams are past lives? I've heard of people having their fantasies play out in their dreams. Not that I want to be mad or think that, but what you're saying is hard to believe. Amy's mouth opened and closed. It all felt too real to say it wasn't true. How do you explain none of these happening until after those two kissed me? And I swear, if you claim my brain is giving me fantasies about men when I end up brutally murdered every single time, I might slap you. What? Vince's eyes were wide. She nodded, rubbing at her arm. I've died. You've died. My mom has died. These aren't fantasies, they're vivid nightmares. And I think they are previous lives I've lived. This is why I didn't open up about it. It sounds crazy. I know that better than anyone, but I just can't say they are normal nightmares. The pain feels too real. Silence filled the air between them before the sound of Vince's phone made them both jump. He glanced at it. It's Tyler. Amy waved at him. Answer it. He's probably wondering if the tests went okay, since you left in such a rush. Vince stood, grabbed the phone, and answered it while he headed for the front door. They both needed a moment alone to cool their heads. Hey, Tyler, what's up? Tyler's voice filled the air for a moment before Vince shut the door behind him. Amy doing was all she caught as she pulled her knees to her chest, resting her head on her knees. This wasn't going to be easy. Vince paced outside in his sandals, which he had slid on. She's okay. Was that all you wanted? Tyler's breath could be heard across the line. Tyler. I'm here. I was just worried. This never happened before. Oh, I mean, like with an employee, he said, stumbling over himself. It made Vince pause. We've had a few sick employees. Remember Mallory? She left to recuperate from her heart surgery and then decided to find a simpler job. Amy's words and Tyler's words made his chest clench. It was bad. Why did Tyler seem to care so much for Amy? Why was Amy dreaming about Tyler? Her this time. The words hung in the air, but Vince hadn't caught the start of it. Sorry, what? He asked. Tyler didn't respond. Tell me what's going on, Tyler. What did you just say? Are you and Amy doing something behind my back? He felt vile saying it aloud, but he couldn't stop the words. Tyler gasped. No! There is nothing going on between us. Things are... Well, you probably wouldn't believe me even if I told you. Try me, Vince spit out coolly. What if I told you I knew Amy from my dreams before I met her for the first time at that interview? Vince's body went rigid. He glanced behind him at the door, remembering the things Amy had mentioned. What do you mean? Vince's voice was cold as it crossed the line. It sounds crazy. I thought I was going crazy. I'd never met Amy before. Not in this lifetime, at least. And it's the same for Richard. But I'm warning you, Vince. You have to be careful. Richard has already proven he is a psycho. He wants Amy to be his again. I don't know what he has planned. Just be careful. And protect Amy this time. Vince ran a hand over his face. He didn't want to believe this. Like cheating was a simpler solution. It was wrong, and he knew Amy really wasn't the type to cheat. I know it's late, and we aren't seeing eye to eye, but can you come here? Because Amy just started telling me about past lives. There was a silence for a moment before Tyler spoke. I didn't know she was remembering it as well. That must have been horrible. I'll be there in about an hour. Let me finish up this work real quick. Actually, scratch that. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Vince sighed. Alright, see you then. He hung up the phone, trying to wrap his mind around all of this. If Tyler was saying it was horrible, then he had been wrong for calling them mere dream fantasies. He ran a hand through his hair before walking through the door. Before we keep talking, we'll wait. Tyler is going to be here in about 20 minutes. What? Amy shot up from the couch. He's remembering things too, so I'm sorry about a few moments ago. I know you aren't that kind of woman. I've lived with you long enough. I should have taken you more seriously. Amy rubbed her arm. No, it's normal. I know it sounds crazy, and that's what scares me so badly. Vince closed the distance between them, pulling her into a hug. He kissed the top of her head. Regardless, we will figure this out. None of us is dying again. I just wonder why I don't have any past life memories. Maybe because you never forced yourself on me? She whispered, and he let out a heavy sigh. Still wish there was something. I feel like a sitting duck, and I don't like that when your life is even remotely on the line. Amy wrapped her arms around him. We'll figure it out. Maybe Tyler knows more about certain things, if he remembers it all, like I seem to be doing. To be continued! Hello, everyone. I hope this is not going super slow for you. Seems how they are shorter bits. It might feel like it's dragging a little bit more than what I would usually do. However, I hope you're still enjoying it, and there's still going to be several more parts because we're getting closer towards the end, but not quite there. As always, if you have not already, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!